resigning over claims of sexual misconduct. He's also dropped his bid to become California's next governor. Correspondent Nancy Cordes asked one of his accusers.
The fact that he has now dropped out of the governor's race and resigned from Congress, is that justice in your view?
No, it's just the beginning. It's just the very beginning. And I know personally that we're not walking away from this fight.
Swalwell denies the allegations, but acknowledges he made what he calls mistakes. Texas Republican Tony Gonzalez also resigning over an affair with a staffer who later died by suicide. The Trump administration is set to host talks between Israel and Lebanon in Washington today. CBS's Olivia Gazis.
The talks come as cross-border attacks involving Hezbollah, an Iran-backed proxy and political force based in Lebanon, continue to intensify. U.S. officials say the goal is to jumpstart direct dialogue, explore a potential ceasefire, and support the Lebanese government's efforts to reassert control in the south.
The U.S. blockade of the Strait of Hormuz continues as the standoff between President Trump and Pope Leo does too. The president refusing to apologize after blasting the Pope over his anti-war stance. Mr. Trump has deleted a post depicting himself as a godlike figure in a flowing white robe. CBS's Chris Livesay.
What culminated on Truth Social goes further. One Vatican expert told me that never in the history of U.S.-Vatican relations has a clash been so visceral and so public.
Kids in L.A. are headed to school today. A teacher's strike has been averted after all-night talks yielded a tentative contract agreement with support staff. Police in the Bahamas have released the Michigan man whose wife is missing.
Brian Hooker claims his wife Lynette fell out of their boat earlier this month and was swept away by strong currents. He says he paddled for 7 hours before getting back to shore.
Police say you're still being looked at as a suspect. What do you say to that?
Hooker did not answer reporters' questions as he was released. His lawyer says there's no evidence Lynette is dead. Lynette's daughter, Carly Ellsworth, tells CBS News she hopes Brian is innocent.
He was part of my life growing up, and I care about him.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Inductees into this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oasis, Phil Collins, and Iron Maiden. Sade, Billy Idol, and the late Luther Vandross, too. He and Wu-Tang Clan, first-time nominees. The ceremony's in November. This is CBS News.
Help keep our community safe and healthy during National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, April 25th. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real.
News this hour is brought to you by the Rusty Healy Agency in Madison. Call Landon Thompson at 601-856-3681 to request a quote or learn more.
An 8-year-old shot in Vicksburg. Mostly sunny with a high at 86 this afternoon. Clear tonight with a low at 61. Wednesday, it's mostly sunny and 85. No rain is expected now until possibly Saturday night and early Sunday. And that means fire danger for central Mississippi. You're being urged, if you are not under a burn ban, to be especially careful with outdoor burning. With news on 103.9 WIAB, I'm Chris Davis. The 8-year-old who was shot was taken to the hospital Monday afternoon. That happened at a house on Abraham Drive, which is south of I-20 and close to the Hines Community College branch there. The Vicksburg Daily News reports that a 14-year-old girl was arrested and, according to Sheriff Martin Pace, is being charged as an adult because it was a dangerous felony. The charge is aggravated assault. A potential hazardous device threat is why both the Hinds County Courthouse and Hinds County Circuit Clerk's offices were evacuated Monday. Sheriff Tyree Jones says his officers went through the necessary steps to give it the all clear. No device was reported to have been found, and Jones did not announce an arrest. A 6-month sentence with 5 of those months to be served in the Hinds County lockup was the jail term given to 52-year-old Todd Brian Higgins, a.k.a. the Fondren Firebug. That was for 1 count of trespassing. But Mr. Firebug has a history with law enforcement that includes a 3rd-degree arson charge, just not this time around. Management and Training Corporation, the company that operates several private prisons around Mississippi, was shortchanging the state, says State Auditor Shad White. White says they were understaffing the prisons. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away.
And good. Tuesday. It's a Tuesday morning. It is the Chip Matthews Show. I, of course, am Chip Matthews. She, of course, is Dawn McKenzie. And in the studio with us this morning is Todd Sandridge with Superior Foundation Repair
Services.
All of it.
All of it.
We do all of it. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And, of course, they always have free inspections.
Always. Yeah, we do free evaluations. It's a pretty simple process, actually, Chip. You know, we get there, we measure the perimeter of the house, we go in and we shoot elevations on the inside. 20 to 40 minutes, we're in and out.
Yeah. Now, of course, we all live on the wonderful Yazoo clay, and it is something that can be. It's challenging, but at the same time, it is something that can be solved.
Yeah, there's a remedy for it. Most people get really, really scared when something's going on in their house, and usually starts with doors, kind of catching, not opening and shutting correctly, or maybe they're shutting on their own, which is a big one. Windows and not opening and shutting, big cracks, stuff like that. Yazoo clay is the big bad one, but there's a lot of weathered clay that we have here in central Mississippi, and there's no bedrock, which is the crazy thing. That's what most people don't understand is you can drive 3.5 hours east to Birmingham and you're going to get to bedrock.
Right.
We don't have bedrock. So we have to get down to what is an unweathered clay, a blue clay, to actually stabilize something. But it's a mess when it gets wet.
And it's a lot of houses. Like, for instance, I have a house that was built in 1910 and it's conventional foundation.
Yep.
So what you're looking at there is nothing. You're on top of the dirt.
That's right.
And depending on where how much it rains, you're either going to be this or that. And then different times of the year, that door closes, that door doesn't close.
That's right.
Just nothing. A house been there since 1910. It ain't going anywhere.
So, Chip, we're repairing an apartment complex right now that is, oddly enough, on a conventional foundation. And it was built back in the 30s. It was supposedly, now this is the story, that it was a military base of some sort in West Jackson. But we are repairing that now. The good news is conventionals are easy to repair. The bad news is if they're built in 1910 or 1930s, the footing underneath of those are not very good. So a lot of those cases we have to go in and kind of redig footing, report, and then lift off of that.
Now, let me ask you this: So when you go in, like for instance, we're in a building out at the reservoir, and there's a place out there where it looks like drainage. The water is above the drain.
That's right.
Okay. So it's going underneath the building and not going in the drain. Now, is that something you'd come back and you'd put plastic up and fill it up with dirt and get it back into level? Or what?
It is. Yeah, there's several worries about that, in those situations, Chip. And that is, obviously you want to control your moisture and humidity within the building, right? So, yeah, always a moisture barrier. Anytime there's not a lot of conventional foundations in central Mississippi. Most of it's due to the clay and the humidity that we have, but we do work on a good bit. Those, always recommend encapsulating, sticking a dehumidifier in there, and certainly the drainage is always number one.
And then, like for instance, let's talk about concrete. Concrete is. Let me ask you this: more rebarb you put in there, the better when they make it. No.
I mean, I think that's. I mean, certainly it helps, and we have two basically techniques in Mississippi. We can either put rebar, which is what the general tactic is in most parts of the country. We also use a good bit of post-tension cables here. You'll find that in coastal areas, things like that, where you've got sandy soil. The post-tension cables are actually a little bit better in our environment, and I'll tell you why, because it keeps it together. So if it moves, it's kind of a full tilt. With rebar, typically it would break. Okay. So on a monolithic slab, what you're talking about is typically easier to repair if you've got post-tension cables, because while it has a full tilt, you can tilt it back. Huge job in big neighborhood in Madison, Lake Caroline, where we worked on last week, and it needed, I think, 71 piers to lift. It was 5.5, 6 inches off. It's on the water. If you can imagine, nobody wants that, a house off like that. It was for sale. We had to go in and repair it. Oddly enough, I knew the seller, and then both realtors working on this, and they were panicking, and they wanted the deal to go through. And the people said, "Look, I want it fixed. I want the house. Just repair it." So we went back in. We lifted it 4 inches, which is a pretty good feat on a big house like that. But you're dealing with an extra amount of work, kind of like you're building on the reservoir.
Yeah.
When you're on the water, you're dealing with hydraulic pressure too. Mm-hmm. So as that water comes in, it changes the water table daily, basically. Right. And you've got a conventional on that building, whereas this is a monolithic slab. Similar problems. They both have footing, right? And the water gets under there. And then, a lot of people, like we're probably 2 months out right now in work, and people are like, how crazy is that? And it is. But you got to think the last 3 summers, Chip, we have had a 4-month drought.
Right. And the drought just makes things change.
It does. I mean, everybody's got a lake or a pond. I've got one in front of my house. I'm telling you, it's down, 18 inches. So we haven't had any good rain. What happens to that weather clay? It shrinks. Mm-hmm. So then you got a lot of falling, and that's when we typically have to lift up.
Right. Well, see, at my house, my original house, 1910 house, it had from the front to the back, it had a 1.5 foot fall.
Wow.
And had not broke. Wow. I mean, it's some kind of concrete from back in the day. And it was just like a big box. And I was like going, maybe we could take some steel beams and go all the way to the back and roof the whole house.
Well, and you can. And I think people don't ever, it's funny. I grew up with conventional, and that's the only way I knew how to do one. I was North Mississippi with my granddaddy. But you can. It's funny. I mean, those houses, what you're talking about, were built so much more structurally sound than they are today. The way that they were framed, the beams, and the way they were nailed. Even. Yes. So those are, a lot of times we'll get on a conventional, oddly enough, and it'll be moved like that, which I don't think people understand. 18 inches. Right. I mean, your blood's rushing to your, one side of your body when you're asleep. Those are actually, you can sometimes lower those. So a lot of times we'll actually lower down the piers versus, moving it up, which again, you think about messing with the plumbing, the electrical, and all of that. So,
I mean, problems can be solved.
Everything there is a solution to everything. And the fun thing is a lot of people think, oh my gosh, my house is that far off, we're going to be in trouble. And at the end of the day, our on a residential capacity, commercial a little bit different, but on a residential job, it's usually not longer than a week. That's not that much issue to be able to fix something that is worth so much money.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. You got anything, Don?
What would be your if you had a customer that was just panicking, being a panicker?
Yeah.
What would be your one thing to say to that person to relieve them from the stress and the worry about your service?
Dawn, I think the most stress relieving thing that we can say is what Chip just said, is it can be fixed, and we've done it. We've got a almost 12-year track record I've been a contractor in Central Mississippi for 27 years, but I've got a 12-year track record with this company of making people happy. And there is always a solution to every single problem. And we don't just go in and say, I'm going to repair your foundation. We got to say, first of all, let's solve the problem. Why did it do that? And I think that's what separates us from the other repair companies is communicating that message up front is, hey, we got to stop the water. And that's why you had this problem. And then secondly is, here's what we're going to do to repair it. And, some people don't want to see, if you have to go inside and see dirt in their living room or their bedroom or something like that. But I always tell them, hey, y'all just leave for a few days, come back, and we'll have it repaired.
Yeah.
What about like a retaining wall? Y'all do those?
We do. We do a good bit of retaining walls, and a lot of the retaining walls fail because of drainage. People will go in, they'll build this nice retaining wall, spend all this money, and they don't put a drain behind it. Well, back to hydraulic pressure, what is that going to do? That's going to push that retaining wall down. So we do a lot of repairs on those, or basically tear them out and redo them because people don't do them right. And 99.9% of everything that we do revolves around drainage.
Okay.
And I can't stress that enough to your listeners. And I know there's a lot of smart people out there that just go about their day and they forget this. But if you've got, your gutter water, right, you need to attach pipes to that, get it out. So every house that I live in, every building that I own, and we have a shop in Ridgeland where our company is, we put a U-shaped drain around it. And every bit of gutter water goes in that drain, and everything discharges in some sort of storm drain.
And people need to understand water finds a way.
It finds a way. And it is 100% the problem on foundation repair.
Right. Yep.
And you'd be surprised, that there are actually sewer leaks, even in a 1-year-old house. I've seen it in a 1-year-old house. There's sewer leaks that maybe have just a slight separation. Y'all, it doesn't take much to get a plumber to come in there and do a hydrostatic test your sewer. Make sure that, if that water's leaking under there, it could move your house too.
Yep. It's really amazing what water will do. We'll be back with more right here. We have Todd Sandridge in here in the studio with us with Superior Foundation Repair. Free inspections. Give them a call, 941-2125. What's your website?
Superior.ms.
There you go. Superior.ms.
Easy.
We'll be back with more right here.
2125. What's your website?
Superior.
.1039 WYAB.
Have you thought about the cost of long-term care? In Mississippi, a home health aide can cost over $57,000 a year, and a private nursing home room can exceed $109,000 annually. Hi, my name is Cressley Pierce at Pierce Professional Agency. Long-term care insurance may help protect your savings and give you more options and peace of mind as you age. Learn how planning ahead could save you money and stress. Find me, Cressley Pierce, online today at MadisonPlans.com. That's MadisonPlans.com.
At Lakeshore Church, we believe the liberation of the soul is found only in Christ. Hello, I'm Jay Frazier, Senior Pastor at Lakeshore, inviting you to come and worship with us this week. We believe in the three-cross concept of ministry: the cross of salvation, the cross of separation, and the cross of service, and we believe all of these crosses should be evident in our lives. We're at 6880 South Sidewell Road in Byram. For more information about the ministries, activities, and times of service, go to lakeshorecmc.org.
And be sure to listen to Lakeshore Church's weekly program, heard Sunday mornings at 8 on 1039 WYAB.
Looking to make technology work for your business instead of the other way around? Visit brentech.ms today. From reliable network infrastructure and wireless internet to cloud or on-premise backups, BrenTech has solutions that keep your business connected, secure, and running smoothly. Don't let tech headaches slow you down. Discover how BrenTech can simplify and elevate your business at brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. BrenTech, technology made easy.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Benny Tate, president of the Congregational Methodist Church denomination in Florence, Mississippi, and the pastor of Rock Springs Church in Milner, Georgia, inviting you to attend one of our services this week. Find a church near you at cm-church.org and be sure and listen for our weekly program, Apples of Gold from Rock Springs Church, here on 1039 WYAB.
Listen to Apples of Gold every Sunday morning at 10.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Even with interest rates higher than recent norms, real estate values are still holding strong in Mississippi. We caught up again with one of Mississippi's top real estate agents, Shane Saxon, to explain his recent activity in the market.
In the last year or so, it's been the best of my career. Interest rates have been high, but the real estate market is here to stay. Land values especially are continuing to rise. Home values are holding. If you need help with anything in real estate, just give me a call.
Find Shane Saxon on Facebook or give him a call at 601-540-5040. Offer property 601-74-1435.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Whether you're at home, in your car, or on the field, let Shelter be your shield. Come see me, Jamie Creel.
Our flag was still there. The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions, international and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Yes, it is the Chip Matthews Show, brought to you by Outlaw Beer. That's a new beer coming to the market. Have you heard of this?
Never heard of it.
It's a new light beer, and they're modeled. They were on Charles Payne's show on Fox News. They're trying to position themselves in the market across America as the replacement for light beer,
Wow.
the old Bud Light.
Okay.
And it's a good quality beer, and it's right there. They're also saying, and I guess because they have a source to get aluminum, because the number one user of aluminum in America is Anheuser-Busch.
Wow.
Okay. Well, they've got a source for aluminum, and so they're able to control their price of their beer because of that. And so their beer will be sold at what they say is the reasonable price that beer should be sold at.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. What a great name, too.
Oh, yeah. So that's that. And they're sponsor of the show. And then they also have their big outlaw weekend coming up out at Beethoven's Boardwalk, where we got Velcro Pygmies on Friday and the Dr. Czar on Saturday, and they'll be giving away T-shirts and hats and bumper stickers.
So can you pull your boat up to that and just listen?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's a great outdoor area.
Yeah, we're working it up.
We have built a bandstand out there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not, that building is completely remodeled.
And that's what it always needed, was live music on that beautiful reservoir with the beautiful view that place has.
And we built a big bar inside.
Oh, wow.
And then we built a bigger bar outside.
Okay.
It's the old bar from the Bulldog.
Really?
We actually took it out and put it in there.
Yeah.
On the exterior.
On the outside.
Yeah.
Wow.
People make comments. They have a tiki bar on the inside of their building and a nice mahogany bar on the outside in the weather, but nobody understands
When we
the
went in
story
there,
behind it.
the picnic tables were too heavy to take out.
Absolutely.
So we just took the picnic tables that were inside the bar and made the bar inside.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Then all of a sudden we got an opportunity to get the other bar, and I said, okay, where are we going to put it? Well, the only place to go is outside. So we put it outside.
But to be honest with you, I think most people in the South are outside people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an outside person.
Yeah.
And if it's about 2:30 on,
yeah,
I'm outside.
Yeah.
And so why not have the best bar outside?
Oh, yeah, we do. We do. We're talking with Todd Sandridge with Superior Foundation Services, 601-941-2125. I missed the web address again.
Superior.ms.
Superior.mms. Okay. Good morning to Pit Theory, Lloyd Travis, Debbie Bragansky,
Fred
Cerami.
Cerami.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who else we got here? We got Shane and Jeff Thomas and on and on and on. So what you going to go do today?
You know, we're finishing up that job in Lake Carolina I was telling you about that we were doing for a couple of realtors who panicked big time, but we have repaired it, which is good. So we're going to kind of put it back together. We've got, every job that we do, Chip, we follow up with a plumber to come in, do a hydrostatic test, make sure there is no plumbing breaks. We check the electrical, things like that. So we'll put it back, and we've got a new client moving into that house and from Birmingham. So
they used to rock.
So they're used to rock. And I mean, literally, if you try to put a fence in Birmingham or Nashville, and I've got family there, you are going to hit it with your postal digger.
I used to have 5 Points Music Hall in Birmingham.
Oh, well, there
and
you go.
when I got there, I was like, this is rock.
Yeah.
And they could, that's why they got steel here. They get it out of the ground. I'm like, really?
I mean, the only time they have foundation issues there is if you got water rolling off one of those big, I'm not going to say mountains, but hills,
But
right?
there's mountains.
Yeah.
You're falling off the mountains itself.
And you can slide a little bit there, and that's about the extent of theirs. But, to pick it up, maybe 1-2 piers, you're hitting rock and you're picking it up. So,
but we all know once you get here, they always blame it on Yazoo clay.
They do.
That's it.
They do. And any geotech will tell you, it's all pretty nasty,
So how long will it take for the Amazon plants to start floating away?
That's a very good question.
Those are some big buildings.
So my brother does corporate security out there, and he and I talk all the time about the amount of concrete that they are putting in those places. And I think you guys I know y'all have, because you're up on everything, they recently announced an expansion of that. If you think about the amount of concrete, but also the amount of equipment that they've got in those places, the connections that they have underground, right? So you've got a tremendous amount of electrical, and then certainly water and things like that. It won't be long. And, the way that the old school engineers would design some of those would be like a drill pier or something like that. And then they figured out in this market that the hydraulic pressure just kind of sucks those down. Right. So it actually creates more of a problem. So it won't be long. I'm 15 years.
See, she lived out there on that land.
Oh,
yeah.
And
I raised my boys there.
And she's watched them bring in all that dirt. Oh. And all I keep going is, new dirt, you can pack it all you want. It's not packed.
Honestly, Chip, I say that all the time, and it's interesting that you know that, because I started as a contractor here back in '99, and the engineers would say you need to dig out 7 foot and bring in good select fill and compact it with 10-inch lifts and things like that, and they're like, oh yeah, that's what we do. Well, any bright mind would know you're creating a swimming pool, right? It's a non-permeable membrane of clay, and you're creating that. So I don't care how much you compact that dirt, it's going to loosen over time, because water gets in, and guess what? It can't get out.
Right.
So it's crazy to me that that's the old school technique.
It's better to bring it all in, I would think, and pack it down.
To be honest with you, now what people are doing is they're not disturbing that old clay.
That's what
and
I'm
they're
saying.
going to come in, put helical piers, which we can do, and,
Right.
and we just did one this week, and you put helical piers within the footing. You bring in about 2 feet of select fill, dig your footing, put in helical piers, and then pour around those.
Mhm.
And that's the way to do
You
it
need
now.
to be watching that. That's going to be some future construction work for you.
We're doing a ton of residential and commercial helicals right now.
But out there, what's going to happen? They're going to be calling you.
Oh.
Your commercial business is going to go through the roof.
We will be the first ones there.
Say, Mr. Bezos, write me a check.
And thinking about all the computers and all that, I don't even know if I want to go in there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Too much liability.
It's gonna be all that. So you're going to you got anything today?
We've got that job we're finishing up. We're doing a lot of drainage, and I tell you right now, it started raining a little bit. We're still way behind in rainfall, but
it's supposed to rain Sunday.
Is that right? I thought it was Thursday.
It was tomorrow. Then they moved it to Thursday. Now it's Sunday.
Yeah, but I want them to move Sunday to Monday.
Absolutely.
I don't want it to mess up with my weekend.
Yeah, don't. I tell you, in the business you're in too, you want it to be pretty on Saturday and Sunday.
I mean, Dave Hartman has killed me.
Oh yeah, and honestly, I don't even listen to him anymore, because it's not been raining when they said, and we all need rain, but it kills my business too. So I want it to rain, but I want it to rain on select days, and also, my son plays baseball, and so I don't want it to rain on their games. And
the weatherman really does, woman, whatever they really do can make or break a business.
It can, and in our business, unfortunately, we can go inside sometimes and work and be outside. But
I've been in the dirt business.
As have I. And that's funny. You've been in the dirt business. You've sold dirt, so our good dirt. It's not good, and I tell people that all the time. We're talking about select fill. It's still got clay in it, right?
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
And where you grew up, I actually had a dirt pit pretty close to that too.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that our good dirt ain't good.
Well, I've been in the dirt business with clay.
Yeah.
But it's a different type of dirt.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the truth.
Oh, well, we enjoyed having you here.
Well, I
this
appreciate y'all having me. Thank you.
And you'll be back. What? You're coming back?
I'm gonna come back once a month. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying your show, and appreciate everybody. And if you need a foundation estimate, give us a call, 601-941-2125.
And those are free estimates.
Free estimates.
I like that.
Yeah.
Everybody got to like something free.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for showing up. We're going to be back and talk a little bit more here on the program. We're going to get into some of this legislature stuff where they want to extend not the session, but they extended the session to begin with to where they could override vetoes that Tate has put in place. And there's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts. There's going to be some more excitement down at the Capitol. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show with Don McKenzie on WYAB. There's going to be some more excitement down at the Capitol. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show with Don McKenzie.
1039 WYAB.
This summer, grab a cold one that plays by its own rules. Meet Outlaw Light. Crisp, crushable, and refreshingly smooth. Built for backyard ball games, tailgates, and every inning in between. Because America deserves a new light beer. One that's easy drinking, full of flavor, and always ready when you reach for it. So whether you're rounding the bases or kicking back in the stands, raise a can to the Outlaw.
Ken here with Rapid Oil Change, your fast service and fleet maintenance headquarters for over 40 years. With parts in stock to fit most makes and models, we can perform routine maintenance in a matter of minutes, keeping downtime to a minimum. With brands like Castrol, Mobile One, Lucas, and Rain-X, it's easy to see why Rapid Oil Change has been the go-to for fast service with a smile for over 40 years. Don't forget our 24/7 touchless car wash. We accept most national and local fleets. We're Mississippi's leader for fast service with a smile. Visit one of our 6 locations today, oilchangems.com.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
CBS News Brief. Eric Swalwell's accusers say they will not be silenced after the Democrat dropped out of the California governor's race and announced his resignation from Congress. Anita Albrecht tells CBS News.
For me, justice won't be until he can't ever harm a woman ever again. And he has faced the consequences for the women that he has harmed.
President Trump not apologizing to the Pope for criticizing his anti-war stance, but the president has removed an image portraying himself as a godlike figure. CBS's Weijia Jiang.
Trump initially blasted those who thought he meant to portray himself as Jesus. Later, Trump acknowledged the growing backlash among supporters led him to delete that post.
No teacher strike in L.A. after all-night talks with the last remaining union, student Daniel Sierra.
Counselors, nurses, principals, administrators, and service workers are all crucial to the development of someone's education.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Hi,
Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's is a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic Southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Get ready to relive the ultimate 80s experience. Martin's Restaurant Livingston invites you to Livingston Live at the Livingston Amphitheater this Friday, featuring the Molly Ringwalds, bringing high-energy performances and all the glam and excitement that defined a generation. The doors open at 5 p.m. on Friday. Don't miss the music, the lights, and the memories. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite. Livingston Live, this Friday, only at Martin's Livingston.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, paying bills this morning. That's what we're talking about. And we'd like to thank Todd Sandridge with Superior Foundation Repair Services for coming in. They do all kind of stuff. Also, this show is brought to you by so many people, it's just ridiculous.
Next one up is the Pierce Professional Agency.
And he would be our first big sponsor.
Yes.
He is.
Yeah. So if you were unable to care for yourself, who would do it for you, Chip?
You would.
Me?
Or Jenny. Jenny just chimed in.
Jenny's on there?
Yeah, Jenny says good morning.
Yeah, well, that's an question, man.
Sharon would just say, "You're
on your own,
you're
bud."
On your own, bud. But anyway,
yeah. So you would need somebody to manage your daily needs if you are no longer able to care for yourself. And this is an important question. If you don't have an answer, you need to think about one. And if you want to find more information on how to go about doing this, contact Cressley Pierce at MadisonPlans.com.
And you have to line up your future on how you're going to handle your money when you're gone, or when you're just not able to take care of yourself anymore. Because if you're not careful and you don't do good planning, everything you work for is going to be gone.
Gone.
And you're still going to be sitting there with drool coming out your mouth right there in the chair. I hope not, but you know.
And if you're 5 years out from retiring, drawing your Social Security, you need to be thinking about a game plan with those people too, because they will eat you alive with all these Medicaid and Plan A and Advantage and all that stuff's crazy. And elderly people shouldn't have to worry about
find somebody to
beating
talk to.
the government.
Find somebody to talk to. Okay, I'm looking at this picture here. Let's see. It's got Madison native earns prestigious Truman Scholarship. Okay, well, that's where we were yesterday. But let's talk about this. We got people getting busted for running private security firms. I'm not security firm, but private jails.
The privatization of the criminal justice system with the jails has been something that has not been a good deal for our inmates in the state of Mississippi.
Well, I mean, one, you're an inmate. Things aren't going good for you to begin with. You know, that's because you're a crook and a criminal, and we got to change the culture. But it seems like the crooks and the criminals got a hold of the prison system. So you got the crooks watching the crooks,
right?
Whether you're a white collar crook or whatever. But I mean, the reality is, Shad White is coming out saying, "Excuse me, you're supposed to be providing these services to us," and that's the watchdog situation that we need on everything in the state. And they seem to, you know, that when you go into like, excuse me, at the Secretary of State's office, says, "Excuse me, you're supposed to be watching elections and trying to fix problems, not just say I watched them." Okay, I watched them. That's not
their
good.
job is to find problems. There's problems in everything.
Find the
and
problems and
do.
solve the problems. And Shad White is exposing the problems and saying, "Excuse me, you misspent some money. We need to find this money and get it back." And that's the way things need to be. But these people, once you in the state of Mississippi, once Shad finds it, he's going to have to hand it over to Lynn Fitch. at
who's
some point,
probably knee deep with all that.
with all the children across the world who have been mis. I mean, come on, y'all. They've been mishandling children for 1,000 years. Period.
Only.
Well, okay, 2,000.
Okay.
Beginning of time.
Yeah. There you go.
You know, children. Some people refer to beating children. There are some that get beaten, but there's some that are being disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, y'all, I'm of the opinion that you've got to discipline kids. You've got to discipline everybody, and you've got to watch out for kids. If you would take care of your kids at home, they wouldn't wind up in the streets in these situations in bad places. Because when, there was a time they taught you when you saw something, run.
Really?
When the ice cream man comes by and he has his zipper down, run the other way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't take responsibility for our actions, and we don't take And when I say that, I'm saying a lot of parents don't take responsibility for their actions because they go, well, that's my kid. Well, that kid is a result of your actions. Period.
Inaction.
No, actions. There was some action that took place to make it happen. So we got to get out and do a better job of that. And you won't wind up in places like the prisons. But Shad White's out there busting these people, doing what he needs to do. And then you don't see everybody get on the bandwagon. You would think that the rest of the elected bodies would jump on the bandwagon and be supportive of when the state auditor, the guy in charge of finding corruption in the books.
Maybe they're scared.
I know, that's good to be scared, but at least say you're scared. If you're scared, say you're scared.
Well, at least they're maybe running and getting under rocks, and like the guy that was about to run for governor of California, and he committed all these sexual crimes, and he thought nobody would stand up and speak out, and
remember,
he exposed his own self.
and then in reality, and then you got another guy that's going to resign, that is already not going to seek office. You had a Democrat resign, so now they're going to push for the Republican in Texas to resign. Rather than they want him to leave immediately, although he says he will not run for re-election.
Mm-hmm.
But the situation is that ethics board that Michael Guest sits on from Mississippi, who that's a board put together to hide this, this conduct from us.
Mm-hmm. They were talking about that slush fund on Fox News yesterday afternoon.
I mean, why do we have a slush fund for that? And the slush fund is what? Your tax dollars.
Yes, absolutely.
It's our money. It's not their money.
Yep.
It is not their money. Mary said hello, by the way. Ricky Gray said. There you go.
Good morning.
Ashley Tosay. Am I saying that right? Tosay.
She says there's not enough tough love these days.
No, there's not. But I mean, that is the problem with politics, is the politician doesn't want to. Wouldn't it be great if a politician said what I think we ought to do and just use some common sense and start fixing things? Screw the study, screw the Harvard study. The person that just came into town that they're to run the city of Jackson's crime unit, and we need a Harvard study, and they're going to need this. I can't get going around in that police car. You better get me a new Tahoe. No, it's Durango.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I understand giving people new toys, and of course, you got to give me a $30,000 raise before I start. You also got to pay for my moving expense. You also got to pay for my housing. And then, of course, y'all told her that she had to live in Jackson. I don't know why you had to give her much money. It don't take much money to have a house in Jackson.
Something just don't sit right about all that.
That just
seems like she's more there to produce a movie like Law and Order.
Well, I mean, at least in Law and Order, they get things done.
Yeah, I mean, it's TV.
Oh, okay. It's TV. It's not real life.
That's right.
We don't get anything done
Not in
real life.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, it's sad to think that the mayors around this they're getting after it in Pearl, they're getting after it in Brandon, they're getting after it in the city of Madison. They need to wake up in Ridgeland a little bit. I mean, he does a good job part-time.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of problems he needs to solve in Ridgeland, and then before they get out of hand. And that's only because he's on the edge of Jackson.
That's right. His big stick ain't big enough.
I mean, it's sort of like when you cut the grass. Do you go ahead and cut the grass to your property line, or do you go one more wider to the other yard just to make sure that your yard's going to look cut?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I would be that good neighbor to go on ahead and cut that extra strip, and then that neighbor would fuss at me for cutting their grass.
Yeah, but that is a situation, and usually if you do it, then your neighbor reciprocates and does it for you, coming back the other way, but it always makes you to. Once they come over your line, you got to go. Well, I got to go mow my yard tomorrow.
Yeah,
You're never on the same page, same day. It's always no. But that's the way things should work. We should cross the lines and try to help our neighbors. And I mean, it's hard to do what we do inside our own city limits. But it's like we've been talking about Mayor Mary in Madison. You got to have zero tolerance.
Yep.
You got to get it down to, excuse me, you were breaking the law. Period.
Yeah, that's what's happening to Ridgeland, is that their zero tolerance is not holding firm, it seems.
Well,
and the bad stuff starts creeping over 1 yard at a time.
Well, the big thing in Ridgeland is you're looking at all those apartment complexes and rundown hotels on County Line Road, but that bleed through that entire block.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have all of that's just going to get worse and worse. It's not getting better. When you go into like some of the neighborhoods over there where the duplexes are, and you go to a house that has a slab for 2 cars and there's 10 cars there, you really, I mean, and people go, well, I got 10 people living in the house. We need 10 cars. Well, one, it's not a house built for 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and I don't know, I mean, I really don't know the answer to how you police that problem. I know in Mary's world, if you didn't have a slab for your car, your car got towed.
On it.
I once visited a girl to go call a football game in Madison. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been probably 84. And my car got towed. I called and said, excuse me, I was parked right there. And they said, no, if you're not on the concrete, you get towed.
Yeah.
I went, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I'll park in the street. No, there's no room in the street for you to park. I said, excuse me. They go, what do you have to do? You got to figure something else out. and it's frustrating to try to have to figure something else out, but eventually those problems got solved, and you have the beautiful city of Madison to live for it. I mean, property values up, things getting done. You don't have the crime problem. You don't have, that's what you get when you get to zero tolerance and you start fixing things, just the little things. I would love, just for everybody out there in the police world, this is my only request. When you see somebody parked in a handicap and they don't have a handicap sticker, write them a ticket. Write them one of those $300, $400, $500 tickets. I mean, that's my only request. That's my only request.
My request would be for the city of Canton to start with their crime with the little stuff.
The little stuff.
Little stuff.
In Canton,
Mississippi. I'd like for them to start with the little stuff. And the next thing I'd like to see is the mayor to know everybody on his little bitty square who owns a business by name.
Well,
I mean, it's not that many businesses.
It's not that many businesses.
I can call them all almost, and I'm not politically connected there.
And he did not. Okay, the ladies had the stationary shop in Canton for years.
Stationary boutique. She's been there for 3 years.
3 years.
And he didn't even know that she existed there, number one.
That's because she's a white lady.
No, she's not.
See there? See, that's exactly what I wanted to get out of you.
Yes.
I wanted you to realize that. She is
of their color.
But it doesn't have.
She is a business owner.
But it doesn't have anything to do with color.
No, it does not.
You need to know everybody in your city, black and white and Mexican and Hispanic. If they own a business in your city, they got a permit in your city. They came in your office and they got a permit.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know who they are. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yes.
But it must be clean in front of her building because he's too busy picking up the trash in his old neighborhood where he used to live. But anyway, we'll be back with more on the Chip Matthews Show with Dawn McKenzie right here on WYAB. But anyway, we'll be back with more on the Chip Matthews Show with Dawn McKenzie right here.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
The stories are about art, music, and life in Mississippi. It's the Blues and Arts Hour.
Man, I wrote that song not being serious about getting lost,
I was just a saxophone player. I love being a side guy.
Whenever I started formulating the idea for this channel, I was like, I always wanted to go there and see the whole property.
I'm Chris Davis, your host. Come hear about what makes Mississippi one of a kind. The Blues and Arts Hour, Friday mornings at 9 on 103.9 WYAB.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. Why is Rita Jensen the type of real estate professional you are looking for?
As a mortgage professional, I look for making transactions easier, and Rita Jensen with Rematch Connection is a prime example of that. Her attention to detail, her strong communication skills really help us as a mortgage company make everything smooth. From start contract to close, she helps me.
RitaJensen.net.
Here is what real customers have to say about Roder's Plumbing Service.
This is Leah. I wanted to tell people what a wonderful job Roder's Plumbing did for me recently. I called, Chris Roder answered the phone. He had somebody out in no time. They fixed me real fast. I couldn't believe they came out here like that. That's all I can say.
Plumbing problems? You need Roder's Plumbing. Visit rodersplumbing.com today.
Need care at home, fast, reliable, and on your schedule? Introducing Home Care to Go, your on-demand concierge care solution. Whether it's personal care, companionship, or short-term support, Home Care to Go brings professional care directly to you when you need it most. Getting started is easy. Visit us at homecare-togo.com to explore available care packages. Home Care to Go, care at your door when you need it most.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to ring partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Ream and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
After 28 years, we are closing our brick and mortar location in Canton come November 2025. But fear not, smalltownmusic.com will remain alive and well, and you will still be able to text or call 601-859-8596. Smalltown Music, come on and get it. 859-8596. Call before you're home. We will have a booth on Canton Street Square at the Emporium. And you can still browse our guitars and support our original music at www.smalltownmusic.com.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Yes, it is the Chip Matthews Show, heard around the world. And look, I want to make sure that I correct myself on something. Now, I when I made the comment that I believe the police do a great job.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, I don't know if there's a mandate by bosses to not write those handicap stickers. I'm just saying, I'm overriding the police chiefs and the mayors of those cities and approving you to write handicap sticker. Everybody's got a handicap parked in the handicap. Write them that ticket. They just don't want to get that call from that person who thinks they're privileged in that city to think that they could take that handicap spot.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to call their mayor or whatever, and they're going to say, I got a ticket for being in a handicap. Everybody knows I can't walk. Well, if you can't walk, then you need to be getting you one of those handicap stickers.
That's right.
And too many people have those handicap stickers that don't need them. And by the way, if you're driving a vehicle and you're using somebody else's handicap sticker,
don't park in the handicap.
Right.
Because you can.
Just because you really can't.
Well, you can.
No, you can't.
Well, you can't, but you can.
That handicap sticker.
Ethically and morally, you shouldn't do that. But
ethically and morally, see, we're getting back to zero tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
Ethically and morally.
Yep.
Okay. So, but I just wanted to clarify myself there.
Yeah.
I just think the handicap parking in a handicap to me, and then I have to respect I always respect the law enforcement one.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect the military one.
Yeah.
And, some people just go,
I'm parking there anyway.
Until you get off your butt and do it yourself,
mm-hmm.
That's that.
So we have a blue plate lunch special today at
Memo, what's for lunch?
Pork chops, chicken and dumplings, hamburger, steak, and a variety of vegetables, and some made from scratch cornbread.
Good.
Yeah. And a dessert. There'll probably be a homemade dessert too.
No telling what Jenny made. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's from 11 to 2.
It's always I call it. My mama would call that her Jenny's cake a happy.
A happy.
Here's you a happy. Here's you a little happy.
So we have live entertainment this weekend too.
Tons of it. As we get ready for the warm weather. Remember, on Sunday though, the temperature is going to drop to 75. So you better get out Friday and Saturday and enjoy the weather, because Sunday, that boat ride will be in a windbreaker. Okay. But you'll still be out there.
Yep.
So this weekend we have Thursday night, Kib Hawkins.
Mm-hmm. Friday
we have All In, which features a drummer that doesn't know that I know that he's coming.
Oh,
Mr. Craig Neunenmacher. Yes, that's Stevie Blaze's brother's. He's in that band.
Okay.
And he's playing. It kills me. And this guy used to be on tour.
So we got some sort of a celebrity coming.
Yeah, he doesn't think of himself that way. He's just in the band, acts like, and everybody just acts normal. But old Neunenmacher is the real deal. I mean, he was on tour with Black Label Society.
Okay.
Zach Wilde. All those guys. I mean, he's been on the big tours, and I mean,
that's
he was
great.
in a band. I think was he in Crowbar or Corrosion or Conformity? But anyway, he was around. I mean, he's a thunder god.
I can't wait.
Yeah, he's gonna have to play a drum solo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just gonna say
you just got to do it.
It's got to happen. But anyway,
Saturday we have
In the Middle of Brown Eyed Girl. Who can do that?
Okay.
Okay.
And then Saturday we have the Res 3 Jazz Band.
Yeah, that's Jeff Reynolds and his jazz trio.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be out there doing their thing, and then we'll also have some solo artists around that on the same day, and then also coming your way Sunday. It's the Gospel Sunday brunch. Yeah, and it's a buffet now. You come in and we have a buffet, so you can get in and get out. So you're getting out of church, and the preacher's been a little long-winded.
Mm-hmm.
When you slide out of church early where you can be first in line, you're going to slide through. And then when you get on our deck, the preaching continues with our gospel band, Redeeming Your Soul. And all of that. But anyway, come on out and see us. That's going to do it for us today. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. You'll be here, so we'll be here. You won't be here.
Oh.
City. Disneyland for adults. That's what we call it. And she's going to be having fun. Y'all come on out and see us. Remember, Outlaw Beer brings you this show. We got to come up with a saying for them or find out what their saying is going to be. But anyway, say goodbye, Dawn.
Goodbye, Dawn.
We'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Clay is next.